Hey there. So as you probably know, you shouldn't be sending people sensitive information like bank account information or login passwords over plain text email unless you're using some sort of encryption like PGP. So how do you send it to people? Well, I use Privnote. It's free, it's pretty easy to use, and it has some good options. So I'm going to show you how I use this. First thing you want to do is go to privnote.com, and this is what you'll see. And the option right here is to type in the note. So I'm going to put in some really top secret information here that I don't really want anyone seeing except who I'm sending this to. Yes, that is true. Once you put in the note, you have a couple options. You can choose when you want this note to destruct. So essentially, once someone reads this, it's going to destruct and no one will be able to read it again. You also have some other options of presetting some time of when you'd want that to destruct, regardless of if they have read it or not. You can also put in an extra level of encryption with a password. So even if someone has a link to view this note, they would also need to put a password in to read it. So this is what's known as two-factor authentication. And essentially, you could send someone a link to the note and then text them the password to know for sure that they've had to authenticate in two different ways to read that. You can also be alerted if you'd want to know when that note has been destroyed, so you can get an email notification and you can give yourself a reference of which note that is when you get that. I'm not going to do any of those. I'm just going to keep it simple. So I'm going to create this note, and they're going to give me this URL, and this is the encrypted note. So I'm going to copy this. If I go into my email here, and I'm going to send this off via email. And now here we go. So I have this encrypted note that you've sent to somebody with that information. When they click this link, they're going to go to the Privnote website and they're going to be told, do they want to read this note? And alerted that it's going to be destroyed after they read it. So if perhaps they're not ready to read it right at that time, they can click no, not now. But otherwise, when they click yes, it's going to show them whatever that was. So now they've seen this. They have the option to select this text, and if they wanted to use that to log in somewhere or write it down, they have that. But what happens once they close this window is now if they try to click that link again and go back to that same note, they're not going to be able to read it. It's been destroyed and they'll be notified of that. So it's sort of a one-time self-destructing message that you can use to send more sensitive information that you might not want to send through plain text email. Now, of course, once they have that information, they might write it down on a sticky note, or you don't have much control over it at that point, but at least you know when you're sending it, you have a little bit more control over the security of that information. So hopefully you find that useful, and thanks for watching. Have a great day.